Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I'm incredibly excited to have you here today because we are breaking down a massive, literally fundamental paradigm shift in the world of cybersecurity. We're looking at a brand new dynamic that is completely reshaping how we secure the internet, basically pitting relentless artificial intelligence bug hunters against, well, totally overwhelmed human defenders. If you want to understand the actual future of digital security, you are in the exact right place. So let's get right into the numbers.
21. That is the staggering number of critical zero-day vulnerabilities an autonomous AI agent recently uncovered in just a single continuous run. And remember, 0 days mean flaws so new, the software creators literally have 0 days to prepare for them. To put that into perspective, finding just one 0-day used to be a massive career-defining achievement for a human security researcher. Finding 21 in one go? Yeah, that's a total game changer.
And the sheer scale of the disruption really comes down to this: $1,000. That incredibly low dollar amount is all it cost in computing power to discover those 21 critical 0 days. We're talking about highly complex, deeply hidden security flaws being unearthed for roughly the price of a high-end smartphone. The barrier to entry for finding critical vulnerabilities has completely collapsed.
Then, just days later, we saw another massive number hit the cybersecurity world: 429. That is the unprecedented, record-breaking number of security bugs that Google just patched in a single Chrome release, Chrome 149 to be exact. It's the absolute highest number of bugs ever addressed in a single browser update. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The twin cybersecurity events. To really grasp this new reality, we need to look at exactly what that AI agent was targeting. The target was FFmpeg. Now, while that name might sound a bit abstract, it's essentially the invisible engine powering our digital lives. FFmpeg is an open-source media library containing roughly 1.5 million lines of C code. It's embedded in almost absolutely everything that touches video on the internet. Every video you stream, every clip you watch, chances are FFmpeg is working behind the scenes.
So a security startup named Depth First unleashed their autonomous AI agent on this massive 1.5 million line codebase. The results? It found those 21 0 days we just talked about. Most of these were deep, complex heap and stack overflows, hiding in parsers and demuxers, spanning everything from the TS demuxer all the way to the VP9 decoder. But here is the absolutely crucial point. The AI didn't just point out potential flaws. It produced reproducible proof-of-concept codes for each of them. 9 of these have already been assigned official identifiers from CVE 2026-39210 through CVE 2026-39218. The AI is doing the entire end-to-end heavy lifting.
And then, pivoting back to the defensive side, Chrome 149 ships just days later. The scale here is just breathtaking. 429 total security bugs patched. And these weren't just minor glitches either. Over 100 of these were classified as critical or high-severity bugs. It's the highest number ever recorded in a single browser release. The sheer volume of vulnerabilities being processed and patched right now is skyrocketing beyond anything we've historically seen.
Section 2. AI's cheap bug hunt.
What we're witnessing is AI acting as a tireless digital archaeologist, unearthing code flaws that have been buried for decades. It's like digging up digital fossils. Depth First AI found a Stack Overflow in FFmpeg's service description table code that dates all the way back to 2003. I mean, it had been hiding in plain sight for over 2 decades. Before that, Anthropic's Mythos model pulled a 16-year-old H.264 flaw out of FFmpeg. And it's not just video libraries, you know? An autonomous tool recently discovered an authenticated remote code execution flaw in Redis that had gone unnoticed for over 2 years. AI is literally scrubbing our digital foundations clean of historical errors.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because the economics of these archaeological digs are just dropping like a stone. Anthropic's Mythos model did incredible work finding that 16-year-old FFmpeg flaw, and it cost about $10,000 in compute. But Depth First claims to have done comparable, arguably much more expansive work, finding 21 0 days for roughly a tenth of that cost, just $1,000. And we also have massive players like Google using their Big Sleep agent, which reported a run of FFmpeg bugs last year. The cost of offensive AI discovery is just plummeting.
And make no mistake, this extends far beyond media libraries. A study from this past February showed an AI agent actually beating traditional fuzzing techniques by reproducing working exploits for more than half of 100 real Linux kernel bugs. And in the browser world, Mozilla recently patched an astonishing 271 Firefox vulnerabilities that were found by Mythos in a single pass. The offensive capability of AI is rapidly expanding across the entire software ecosystem.
Section 3. Overwhelming the defenders.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the extreme financial asymmetry. Imagine trying to keep your head above water while someone opens a massive floodgate. That is exactly what human security teams are experiencing right now. On one side, we have the cheap AI offensive cost, depth first spending a mere $1,000 in compute to find 21 0 days. On the other side, we have the incredibly expensive human defensive payout, Google paying a staggering $97,000 for a single critical Chrome bug report. The math simply doesn't balance out. Finding bugs is dirt cheap. Defending against them is incredibly costly.
Let's look at what a $97,000 bug actually looks like. The worst bug patched in that Chrome update was CVE 2026-10881. It scores a massive 9.6 on the CVSS severity scale. This is an out-of-bounds read and write flaw located in the Angle graphics engine. What makes it so terrifying and justifies that huge payout is that it allows a crafted page to completely escape Chrome's security sandbox and run malicious code directly on your host machine. The threat level is just immense. Notably, of the 22 critical bugs Chrome patched, Google proactively found 19 of them internally.
But the sheer volume of AI discoveries is changing policy too. Google actually had to overhaul its bug bounty program this past April. Why? Because they were hit by an absolute flood of AI-generated submissions. They had to change their rules to demand concise, functional reproducers instead of the long, verbose write-ups that AI models tend to produce, just so their human teams could actually manage the noise and triage the real threats. Turns out, an AI doesn't mind writing a 10-page essay on a bug, but humans simply do not have the time to read it.
Section 4. The shifting security problem.
We have absolutely reached a fundamental tipping point in the mechanics of internet safety. The landscape has permanently altered and the bottleneck has completely shifted. As this quote perfectly sums it up, finding vulnerabilities has become cheap, fixing them has not, and the gap is widening fast. The hard problem in cybersecurity is no longer discovery. The massively hard problem now is triaging the reports, safely shipping the code fixes, and getting users to actually install those updates.
And we really have to talk about the human toll here. A crushing burden is currently falling on an incredibly thin layer of volunteer, open-source maintainers and corporate human triagers. You have autonomous machines that never need to sleep, churning out endless work for exhausted, caffeine-fueled humans who do. They're suddenly expected to keep pace with the tireless, 24/7 output of AI. It's just an unsustainable bottleneck. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought as we wrap up today's explainer. The question is no longer whether AI can find the bugs. We know it can, and it can do it for pennies. The real question for the sustainability of our entire digital infrastructure is this: can anyone fix them fast enough? Think about that next time your browser asks you to update. Thanks for joining me today to explore this fascinating shift, and keep learning.